Welcome back to KSU Nation. My name is Kenny G. And today I'm going to be talking about the worst case scenario for the Big 12 that nobody is talking about. Not a single person has mentioned anything that I'm about to tell you. But first, I want to go ahead and tell you guys to like, subscribe, share, comment, do all the things you want to do. You can even give a little donation to us if you want to. And also, last but certainly not least, we have finally hit 1,000 subscribers. We want to thank you guys so much for putting in the time to hit that subscribe button. We know it's really difficult for a lot of you out there to do that. And so the ones that were brave enough, bold enough, and strong enough to go ahead and do that, we appreciate you for that. Thank you so much. Just want to also give you another quick little tidbit. Those that are subscribed and want to be a little bit more involved in the patronage of our channel, for just $2.99 a month, you can support the channel by becoming a member. You will receive shout outs and you'll get private streams. We'll do like custom private streams. And also you'll get custom emojis and channel badges so that everybody knows that you are part of the nation. That's right. Those who become members will be considered the nation. At least that's what we're going to call you for now until we come up with something better. But we really like the word, we really like the name, the nation. All right. So with all that being said, there is something seriously serious that is amidst our future, and nobody's talking about it. Now, a lot of people have mentioned that it could be unfortunate for the Big 12 if we end up getting four teams at 7-2. Now, that would be kind of heartbreaking and throw the league into a huge mess, and we probably wouldn't even get a single team into the college football playoffs. But no one is mentioning that we could have multiple teams, I say multiple teams, at 6-3. I'm going to break down some scenarios for you guys so you can see for yourself what would happen if we had 7 or even 8. We have a possibility of having 8 teams at 6-3. And it would actually show you who is going to be in the Big 12 championship title game when there is 7 6-3 teams and when there are 8 6-3 teams. It's unbelievable. So let's take a look at the craziness. This isn't going to be a super long video. I just wanted to hop on and I wanted to share this because I think it's important. I think it's important for people to be aware of how crazy this could potentially be if it were to happen. Let's go right into it. Okay, here we go. Shout out to my constant co-host, my co-founder of the channel. This is his other channel, Burke Family 54 Comics. If you are a comic fan, please swing by and check that YouTube channel out. He does a lot of content and he's pretty knowledgeable about comic books. Leans a little bit on the DC side, but I'll leave it up for you guys to determine which one's better in the comment section. He will definitely be fighting for the DC side of the comic books, but he's not like against Marvel. He just believes DC is better. DC greater than Marvel. Also, I am doing this during lunchtime. If you guys feel the need to go in and type what your favorite lunch food is or what you're currently eating right now, put that in the comment section as well. I'm actually just trying to stall for time to figure out how to share this screen. Hold on one second. Aha, here we go. All right. So right here we see the games that are left in the Big 12 regular season. We have Arizona versus BYU, Houston versus Baylor, Kansas versus Colorado, K-State versus Cincinnati, Oklahoma against Texas Tech, TCU, Arizona, Utah, Iowa State, West Virginia, UCF. The last 2 weeks of the regular season, we have all 8 games both weeks. Now, how do we get to 7, 6, and 3 teams? Well, it's simple. BYU has to lose both of their games. Okay. So we'll just make that a thing right now. Arizona State has to beat BYU and Houston has to beat BYU. I know, BYU fans. I know it's probably not going to happen. Okay. But I'm just telling you, this is the worst case scenario. The worst case scenario. Football fanatic Steve is actually at his other job right now. Where is Steve? Stevie B is working. I know, BYU fans. This is not actually what I believe will happen, but this is the worst case scenario. Okay, I just want to point that out there. All right. Next, Colorado has to lose both of their games. Okay. I know, Colorado fans. I know it's most likely never going to happen, but this is the worst case scenario. I just want to stress that. Okay. All right. The rest of these games are actually good. So in this week, we just need one upset for this weekend. But then we get to this, and this is the doomsday scenario. K-State has to beat Iowa State. Kansas has to beat Baylor. West Virginia has to beat. Wait, hold on. Is this right? I think this is right. Oh, no. And then Arizona. Yeah. This is what we need. Okay. This is not likely. Okay. This is not likely. However, to get 7, 6, and 3 teams, this is what the final result of the last 2 weeks of football. We need one upset over here, and we need like a whole bunch of upsets, basically only 2 teams winning at home. Okay? To calculate the standings, this is 7. This would be 7, 6, and 3 teams. And I'm going to put a scenario in that would give us 8, 6, and 3 teams. All right. So with 7, 6, and 3 teams, this would be, given the current tie. What am I saying? What am I trying to say here? The rules for tiebreakers, right? The tiebreaker rules. This is the current tiebreaker rules, and who would get in the Big 12 championship title game? It would be K-State and West Virginia. Is that the most insane thing you've ever seen? Arizona State would come in 3rd. BYU would come in 4th. Colorado would be 5th. Probably because they would lose to the worst team in the Big 12. That's probably why. Again, I know, Colorado fans, this is the worst case scenario. Okay. Iowa State would come in 6th, and TCU would be 7th. And then Kansas would be, the 5 and 4, right? But I did tell you that there was a scenario that would give us 8, 6, and 3 teams. And it's not much that needs to change, only Baylor. Baylor would win against Kansas. Okay. This right here is by far. You want to know chaos in the Big 12? You want to actually hear and see chaos in the Big 12? This right here, this result that I'm showing you right here, this would bring the Big 12 in absolute chaos. Half of the Big 12 would be 6 and 3. Half of them. That would be horrendous for the Big 12. But nobody's talking about it. Nobody's talking about this. Why is nobody talking about this? I mean, it's not like it can't happen. If the world was on fire, these things could actually happen. Arizona could be Arizona State. You know what I mean? It's not likely, but it can happen. Okay? These things can happen. And no one's talking about it. I don't understand. Let's calculate the standings and see who would then get into the Big 12 championship title game. It would be Baylor at number 1, K-State at number 2. So if the world was on fire and we had 7 or 8 teams at 6-3, K-State would actually be in the top 2 teams. It is wild to even say that. Worst case scenario. Here we go. Let's see what this person has to say. Merkdat. Okay, all right, nice. Merkdat 69. I love that name. This is a great name. Worst case scenario, question mark? No, you was looking for a way K-State to get into the Big 12 championship. No, I really wasn't. I was actually trying to see how many 6-3 teams could actually end up in at the end of the season. And we have literally half of the league that could be 6-3. Half of the league. That is insane. It just so happens that K-State is in the top 2 on both scenarios. But even if they weren't, I would still make this video and I would still say it's insane that we could have a 8-team 6-3 conference. 6-3 team conference. That would be insane. West Virginia would come in 3rd. Arizona State would come in 4th. BYU would 5th. Colorado at 6th. Iowa State at 7th. TCU at 8. Can you believe that? That is absolutely insane. Here we go. Burke Family 54 comments. I mean, it's better for the Big 12 if those top teams continue dominating. Absolutely. Because when you've got half of your league at 6-3, do you think that any of our teams are going to get into the college football playoff? No. The CFP would be completely out of reach. And it would almost probably justify the SEC and the Big Ten to just go, you know what? Why don't we just make our own playoff? Why don't we just make our own college football? We'll do 5 teams, or we'll do 6 teams versus 6 teams, and just do that. We'll just do that. And you know what? The SEC and the Big Ten can just go do that. If it's my opinion, I mean, do I want Big 12 to actually show that we can actually be in these games? Like, did it feel good when TCU beat Michigan 2 years ago? Yeah, felt really good. It felt really good. It's like, wow, yeah, the Big 12 can actually stand toe-to-toe with some of these teams. But it didn't feel good when Georgia absolutely kicked the crap out of TCU. That did not feel good. And that's probably why they're giving more justification for why they ought to be able to do what they're doing and kick all the other Power 4 programs out and just make it a Big Ten SEC playoff. And the main thing that you have to consider is that if this happens, if this right here happens, then that just gives them more reason. So we already kind of went through this in our main podcast. I would encourage you guys to go watch that if you haven't watched it already. We actually went through and let me see here. I'm just going to So this right here is all the favorited teams in the next 2 weeks, right? And we actually went through and we picked what we actually think would be the case of how, like, who would actually make it with each game. Now, as K-State fans, we just want to win out, right? So we would hope to beat Iowa State and Cincinnati, right? So even with this, right, as a K-State fan talking to the nation, right, I'm talking to you, all right? Thank you guys so much for subscribing and commenting and sharing. We appreciate you very much. But let's just say BYU beats Arizona State. Let's just say that loss to KU was a fluke and BYU wins, right? Everything else looks pretty dang good. I think this is a gimme. This could kind of go either way, I feel like. Let's just throw Utah here. Just say like UCF cannot do anything against Utah's defense, right? Let's just say that, right? And Utah, to be fair, almost beat BYU. And I think UCF is not nearly as good as BYU. So let's just say Utah beats them, right? I'm not gonna say that they will or not, but they're away, right? Maybe not. Let's see. Everything else looks pretty dang good. I would maybe take West Virginia here, possibly. If I take West Virginia here, it doesn't matter because at the end of the day, it's going to be BYU and Colorado. That's just what's going to happen. See, they're going to be both 8-1 teams. So there really is not any scenario that like any other teams are going to make it. Now, what a lot of people have done is they have said that the worst case scenario, this is what a lot of other people say that the worst case scenario is. They say if Kansas loses to Colorado and Arizona State beats BYU and then everybody else wins out, then there's 4 7-2 teams. I get it. Like, it's literally one upset and then the favorites of the next week just win out. And then it's like, you have this scenario. And I get it because it's like they say it's like the most likely worst case scenario because KU is a good team. But if I'm being honest, I don't think KU beats Colorado. I think Colorado is just way too strong right now. They're playing the best football, not only in the Big 12, but some of the best football in the country. So yes, they're going to be in Arrowhead, so they are playing away. And yes, Kansas right now or Colorado is favored by like 2 points or something like that on the spread I saw. But I don't know. I think this is the what the heck just happened here? Okay. This could be the with all the favorites. If the favorites just went out, then there it is, right? Like that's the Big 12 championship game. Okay. If everybody that is favored wins out, then that's the Big 12 championship game. If BYU beats Arizona State and everybody wins out, then that's the Big 12 championship game. Okay. So this right here for everybody watching, no matter what team you are, obviously BYU and Colorado are happy to be here. Colorado, I think, is in the best spot possible. Unless Arizona State wins and then Colorado loses, then Colorado's in the worst spot possible. So they have to win. They literally have to win. But I just wanted to point that out. I know this is kind of a quick video here. Let's take a look at some comments here. Rodney Porter, get over it. You guys don't have a chance. It's over. Ha, 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 ha. Good one, Rodney. I wasn't even trying to make it a case for K-State. I'm just saying that is the worst case scenario for the Big 12 is that we would get 8 teams at 6-3. It's not likely. I've already pointed that out multiple times this video. It's not likely. But you never know what's going to happen in the Big 12. Okay? You never know. So just wanted to point that out. Nobody's talking about that scenario, and I'll just put it up here one last time. The scenario would be for 8 teams. This right here. This is the scenario if 8 teams go 6-3. What a crazy world we live in. Honestly, it's insane. If this does happen, I will be shocked. I will be absolutely shocked, but I honestly would not put any money on this. And I believe that if I'm the one that's choosing, right? If I'm the committee and I get to choose the title game, I want it to be Colorado versus BYU. Thank you guys so much for watching. We'll catch you next time.